Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, personal finance, and soon to be Bitcoin mining related. Now today we've got a big interview. Jason Les is going to be joining us. He's the CEO of Riot Platforms. They just announced a massive purchase order for up to 18 exahash with an additional option for more capacity down the line. Now I wanted to get Jason's take on this. We've got a lot to go through in today's video, but before we do, please take a second, you guys. Hit the like button. It really helps get this content to other people who may find value. If you're not subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And let me know in the comments section below if you're currently holding shares of Riot, how you think they stack up to some of the other Bitcoin miners, and your target in terms of share price moving into next year's halving event. Now with that being said, let's get into today's interview. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we've got Jason Les. He's the CEO of Riot Platforms. Now these guys just announced a major purchase this week, so we wanted to invite Jason on the channel and give us an update on what Riot's been up to. So Jason, thanks so much for your time today, and we really appreciate having you.
Thank you for having me on, Bryce. This is a really exciting announcement for us, so super grateful for the opportunity to get into it with you.
Sure. So we've all heard of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We've gone out, we've bought a few items. You took that to the next level, Jason. So we've seen a lot of companies come out announcing new fleet upgrades, obviously going into halving next year and with a focus on efficiency. Riot came in and you guys purchased more exahash than a lot of these companies have total, even combined some companies. So walk us through the strategy, the thinking, the timing, why now, and what happened?
Well, a lot I can share about that. You know, first and foremost, Riot is one of the largest Bitcoin miners. We've been focused on building and operating sites at an industrial scale through a vertically integrated strategy where we own and operate these things. Right now, we've been talking about for the past year and a half or so is building our new Corsicana facility, which will have 1 gigawatt of capacity when completed. The first phase of that has 400 megawatts. So earlier this year, we announced back in the end of June that we had purchased approximately 33,000 miners from MicroBT, and that was to fill the first 200 megawatts. That was just shy of 8 exahash and would take Riot to 20 exahash when deployed. Now, we still were building more capacity than that. We still had another 200 megawatts under construction. And as a part of that first purchase order, we had an option to purchase more equipment, another 65,000 or 66,000 miners approximately, with a price capped at, I believe it was $21 a terahash. So this recent announcement is us executing on that purchase option at a lower price, because that was just a price cap. We've executed a lower price, averaging about $16 per terahash, getting an even new generation of more efficient equipment from MicroBT, therefore fulfilling out that first 400 megawatts with self-mining hash rate for Riot, and getting an additional 200 megawatts worth of hash rate for capacity even beyond that at our Corsicana facility. So the summary of this is, and we actually just put out a new corporate deck this morning that goes into some of this as well. With this purchase order, we're expected to get to around 28 exahash by the end of 2024, so 12 months from now, over doubling our current hash rate capacity. And when fully deployed, at the second phase of our Corsicana build out, we'll get to 38 exahash in the second half of 2025. So big purchase order here. Now, the even bigger component that I'm very excited about is the purchase option with this new order as well. The purchase option allows us to purchase an additional 266,000 miners from MicroBT at this generation, or improved models in the future, at a capped price of $16 a terahash. And that adds up to 75 exahash. So what we have here is a pathway for Riot to eventually get to over 100 exahash. And that's really important because when you think about the mining industry, the challenge historically for all of us has been the uncertainty around hash rate. Are miners going to be available? What is the price of those miners? It makes it very difficult to plan long term because you don't want to back yourself into purchasing at a very high price. You don't know always if you're building infrastructure, if there's going to be miners available for that infrastructure, if the market heats up and supply dries up. So this purchase option gives us an outline of how we can grow our self-mining business over the coming years. We have a fixed price ceiling at $16 to terahash, and we can now build our infrastructure and plan our capital requirements around that. So not only are we excited to execute this purchase order, adding another 18 exahash to Riot's operations when fully deployed, but having this purchase option to take us to over 100 exahash when fully executed.
Yeah, it truly is phenomenal. Having that certainty, that downside protection, especially going into a bull cycle when traditionally we've seen prices can rise, and they can rise quick. Now, these micro BT units, I know there's a few different miner suppliers out there. How do they compare? A lot of people have been going the S21 or T21 route. How do they compare in terms of efficiency and operation?
Yeah, so we started testing these micro BT units actually a little more than a year ago now. We tested these for several months before entering our first order. Now, what's important here for Riot specifically, we're building our Corsicana facility to be all immersion cooling. The models that we're purchasing from MicroBT, the M56S++, and now the new M66S, which is 18.5 joules per terahash, that's the majority of our new order, these are purpose-built for immersion cooling. Now, you can make any miner model really work for immersion cooling. That's what we've done at our Rockdale facility. But there's a bunch more complexity to the operations. You have some inefficiencies there, having to basically convert an air miner to work in immersion. So having a miner purpose-built for immersion was great for us. The S21, that's an efficient miner as well, but would kind of require us to make those additional operational complexities that we had in the past. We were very impressed with the operating performance of the MicroBT M56 series as we've tested it. Now we're receiving the newest models as well. We're very impressed with how that performed from an operations and maintenance perspective. The amount of information that we were able to get and work with on the firmware side has been great. So we're really excited about putting this model to use. And that's why we focused on the M56 series and now the M66S series. Wanted to go to one point that you asked that I didn't address in the previous question was why now? In addition to needing to fill out the capacity that we're building, I think we are seeing a lot of competition amongst miner manufacturers. In the past couple months, Bitmain, MicroBT, Canaan have all announced new miners, more efficient miners, and they've announced them at promotional pricing that's a lot lower than we've seen in the past. And I think when you see this all these manufacturers rolling out new products and competing with each other so aggressively, that's a signal that pricing it is a good time. We're kind of we're lucky to get this order in as kind of Bitcoin has tailed off what has been a bearish market over the recent week. Bitcoin price has taken off in a big way, which is really exciting. Fingers crossed that continues, but we're always prepared for volatility. But when it does take off, the price of hash rate is going to go up a lot. So taking advantage of this moment of time to keep our capital costs low is really important.
Yeah, amazing timing and really good foresight from the team there. So in addition to the big purchase, obviously the option component of that is monumental as well. And I know you're passionate and excited about that, Jason. We also have November results coming out. So we'll leave a link to that. And you said the updated investor presentation, but we wanted to get you on here for a quick update. I'll kick it back to you if you have any other commentary about November or any other catalysts kind of going into the halving, but appreciate your time and congratulations on what seems to be an amazing deal for Riot.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bryce. I'm really excited to see Corsicana come together. Something we often talk about at Riot is every design, every building, every new deployment we design and execute on, we learn something new. So if you look at our Rockdale facility, we built one air building, improved on the next air building, improved on the next air building. We we put out the initiative to build more immersion cooling than anyone's ever built, 200 megawatts at our Rockdale facility, and we learned a lot from that as well. I'm very excited to see these lessons come together at our Corsicana facility. I think people are going to see a new class of Bitcoin mining infrastructure. I think that combining our lessons learned on the immersion side with this new immersion specific equipment from MicroBT should have some very, very encouraging results. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, as you noted, Bryce, we put out our monthly update this month. Riot mined 552 Bitcoin for the month of November. Over that month, we completed our repairs to Building G, something that we've been talking about. Got all those replacement dry coolers now in. There's still more work for us to do. We're very focused on maximizing and improving hash rate utilization, and we have a number of very exciting ways that I think we're going to be able to accomplish that. So that's all underway. And we're looking forward to continuing to put out big improvements month over month, even though we got that difficulty fighting against us here. And with the price of Bitcoin hitting 44K, that difficulty is obviously not going to slow down. But we love it. We're here for the competition. We're looking forward to demonstrating our results in 2024.
I love the attitude. It's funny you bring up Building G. Now I've got nothing to bug you about. That's going to take half the half the comments are gone from my video now, Jason.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, this is a company that I'm invested in, you guys. This is not financial advice, but we love to get Riot on here and hear straight from the horse's mouth. It really does feel like everything's kind of come into fruition at the right time for you, Jason, and obviously that's directly under your leadership. So again, congratulations. We appreciate your time today, and we look forward to having you back on soon to see how things progress.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on, Bryce.